I started working on this issue 19 years ago. And for 19 years, I have got every morning, without one exception, I have said a prayer to God to put me in a position where I could end the chronic disease epidemic. And on August 23rd of this year, God sent me Donald J. Trump.
Hey you all, welcome back to Pearls of Eden. I hope that you all are having a beautiful Thursday. And listen, I've got some great news to share. I'm so excited. This is so near and dear to my heart, healthcare, because y'all, I am so careful, about the water I drink, what I put in my body. I mean, with moderation, that is. But this is something that's close to my heart. And so to see RFK, to see his dreams coming true, to see his prayers answered. If you haven't heard the good news, he is now our human health service. And this is just so exciting because there is change that is happening, prolific change on every level, in every department. And this is just breakthrough historical changes that we are witnessing. Do you all realize that? So he secured the 51 votes that he needed in order to hold the position. Congratulations. This is historic. This is iconic. And I want to use this opportunity to talk to you about divine collaborations and divine connections, because RFK Jr. has said many times that this has been a prayer of his for the past 20 years, unfailing. He wakes up in the morning and he says, Lord, if you would give me an opportunity to be used as a vessel to create change in our healthcare system. And God gave him that opportunity, but it came through divine collaboration. And what many would say in an unusual way, President Donald J. Trump. RFK, what would have happened if he would have just held on to his dreams that I'm going to run for president? Maybe by chance, God is going to make it happen directly for me so that I can be in the position to change. But instead, God sent him President Trump as a vessel. And I know people don't like to hear it. People just want God to answer their prayers directly, right? Why does he need a man? But God loves to use people to help us to achieve our dreams in community and fellowship and obedience to his voice. And that's what President Trump was for RFK. But he had to hear the voice of God. He had to have discernment. And I say this because so many people were in his ear saying, don't believe Trump. He's not going to do what he tells you he's going to do. He's going to leave you high and dry. He was hearing it from family, from those around him, from people in his campaign. But he decided to hear the voice of God. He decided to discern between the voice of the world and what God was doing for him. He was presenting an opportunity. And thank God he had ears to hear.
His son, his biggest donors, his closest friends, and all support this objective. My joining the Trump campaign will be a difficult sacrifice for my wife and children, but worthwhile if there's even a small chance of saving these kids. Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country and our children is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other. That's why I launched my campaign to unify America. My dad and uncle made such an enduring mark on the character of our nation, not so much because of any particular policies that they promoted, but because they were able to inspire profound love for our country and to fortify our sense of ourselves as a national community held together by ideals. They were able to put their love into the intentions and hearts of ordinary Americans and to unify a national populist movement of Americans, blacks and whites, Hispanics, urban and rural Americans inspired affection and love and high hopes and a culture of kindness that continue to radiate among Americans from their memory. That's the spirit on which I ran my campaign and that I intend to bring into the campaign of President Trump. Instead of vitriol and polarization, I will appeal to the values that unite us.
And I just want you all to be reminded, there will be people that will come and try to keep you from your divine connection. They'll say, this person's in error, this person is wrong. And if you don't have the wherewithal, if you don't have a prayer life and then have the obedience to follow through on the voice that you hear of the Lord, because you can pray all day, but if you ain't got obedience, it's not going to get you to the victory. But thank God that RFK had a heart and a mind to hear the voice of God, but not only to hear, but to walk out on faith. He couldn't walk by what he heard or what he saw, because there was no firm, concrete, hard evidence that said that Trump was going to follow through with what he said he would do for him. But he walked out on faith. And look at him now. Another promise made, another promise kept. He's a man of his word. Whatever you think about President Trump, what you will not be able to say is that he does not keep his word. And to me, that's character. To me, that's integrity. And to me, that says a whole lot about who he is. So congratulations to Robert F. Kennedy. Oh, I bet you he's looking back and thinking like, my God, we did it. My God, we are here. This man faithfully prayed. So I want to encourage you. What are you praying about? What are you faithful about? What are you intentional about? Because RFK made it his business to intercede for a nation for 20 years in prayer. And God is using him for a time such as this. Whatever you care about, is it immigration? Is it our education system? Whatever it is, if you will be faithful to intercede in prayer, now that's the person that God will use. And he will bring you before kings. He will bring you before people who you may not agree with everything eye to eye, but he's saying this person's in a position to help you achieve what it is that I've placed in your heart. And when you have a divine connection and you have a divine collaboration, it reminds me of that picture. That picture was so prophetic, where you see the fireworks and you see President Trump and RFK and they're holding hands. When I saw that picture, I was like, this is divine connection. This is prophetic. It went beyond party lines. It went beyond Democrat and Republican, and it went into purpose. Purpose, y'all. Anyways, I'm ecstatic about this, and this is just another huge win, and you're going to continue to see more wins. I want to talk to you all about the tax cuts, the proposed tax cuts that President Trump wants to do. You know, no tax on tips, cutting taxes from Social Security. Let me tell you, the very people that have had a sword in their mouth, sharp as a blade, to try and cut President Trump with, these will be the very ones singing his praises when it's all said and done. You watch. The ones that were his starchest enemies will be the ones to come forth and say, I was wrong, right? I was wrong. And, these things, it's not to say, haha. No. We boast in the Lord. And it's just that we're going to see a shift in people's heart. And I thank God for that. That's true humility. To be walking on the wrong path or to get something wrong about an individual and say, you know what? I was wrong. I judged that book by its cover. I judged that book by what it sounded like or what it looked like, or that it was a little rough around the edges. But I didn't truly judge it by the character, about truly who and what was inside. We're going to see remarkable reversals. We're going to see great reversals. So big that people are going to come out and they're going to testify. So get ready for a winning season. Get ready, you all. Be excited that we are in the golden era. I call it the glory days.
President Trump has told me that he wants this to be his legacy. I'm choosing to believe that this time he will follow through.
And follow through, he did just that. Promises made and promises kept. Congratulations.